Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Mike's Positively Technical World video review. Today we're going to be having a look at probably one of the most anticipated products of 2023, the Worx wx009 portable Bluetooth speaker. And yeah, she's beautiful, Italian design. Let's just have a quick rotation. Yep. She works on the 20 volt Worx PowerShare design. So you get your PowerShare battery, plop her in your back, and yeah, she's away and running. Runs on Bluetooth 4.2 technology. Also has auxiliary port at the back here. It also has a 20 volt adapter that's not included. It's a 20 volt AC adapter. So if you're after one of those, make sure it's AC. I don't think one's available yet in the UK. It also has USB output, which is a claimed 0.5 amp output. And it has a Bluetooth indication light and a power on-off light there. On the front, you've also got a positive up on volume, a play and pause button, as well as a minus button, which does volume down. Inside here, you have a total of 80 watts of raw power. It's divided up into two 30-watt like mid-range speakers. They're approximately 3-inch, 75mm across, and those obviously produce the main mid-range power. They also act as a bit of a miraculous sort of thing. They're also a bass driver, but I'll get onto that in a second. And it also has in the middle here, it has a single 20-watt tweeter. And on the end here, you'll see this really quite cool Worx graphic. That is your passive subwoofer. And if you don't know what a passive subwoofer means, it means it's not active. You get active, which has a magnet behind it, which physically drives a subwoofer. And then you have passive. Passive uses these two speakers' movement to generate bass that then moves this kind of floating disc, like basically, like I said, speaker without a magnet on the back of it. And that then pumps backwards and forwards and then induces mass amounts of bass when it's driven hard. It's a very cool design, very good way of working around needing a thirsty, because of course a large subwoofer does take an awful lot of power. Sometimes you can have an 80 watt one and you sit there and go 80 watts and that's it for a subwoofer, and it doesn't sound that much. Having said that, you can also get 1000-watt subwoofers that don't sound that much as well, but let's not go there. This doesn't have any watts, 0 watts subwoofer, but it sounds absolutely amazing and is really loud. And actually, it's so loud that when I bring you guys in to go and do some testing, I'm actually going to be wearing ear protection. That's for a very good reason. The sound levels that can come out of this speaker are actually dangerously loud. 100% down the line. I'll prove it in a second. I've got some special tones that I need to play down it. It's going to be more visual than it is audio because, funny enough, unless you're playing this through one of those, you can't hear what this can do. Even if I got a microphone and put it right next to here, real quite decent microphone. It's an omnidirectional one. Costs about £50. It's quite mid-range. It's low range really for like YouTube and stuff, but it's mid-range microphone. It's not one of the real cheap Chinese ones. It's like a higher price Chinese one, let's be honest. It's all that I can afford, all right? A self-funded channel. So yeah, that's basically, you won't be able to hear the quality of this sounds, but you can visually see it in the way the subwoofer moves, and you can see how loud it is via this digital sound level meter, or decibelometer as it's also known. Decibelometer basically just gives a number. The higher the number, the louder it is. Put it in perspective, a library is a mere 60 decibels approximately. No sound at all is about 30 decibels. Don't ask how no sound is 30 decibels, but sub 30 decibels is considered no sound. And then you sort of like go up, busy street is around about 90 decibels. A rock concert is between 100 and 110 decibels, and a Concorde taking off, I think, takes the range, which is 130 decibels. You can't hear Concorde taking off anymore, so that sound level doesn't really exist. But yeah, it's sonic boom sort of territory is like 180 decibels. That's like break windows and bust your eardrums. But anything above about 100, 105 decibels is considered quite dangerous to hearing. So I'll be wearing these, thanks. And yeah, without further ado, I've run through all the features really on this. Obviously frequency range, we need to go through that as well. It's acclaimed 47 hertz to 20 kilohertz. 20 kilohertz is 20,000 hertz. I'm going to be testing that because I think it's my duty to make sure that I put this for a bit of a torture test for you guys, and you can make your own decision on whether or not you think it's any good. I certainly do. I've been using this now for about the past 5 weeks, just to really test it before I could present it to you guys, especially on runtime and stuff like that. Runtime on the battery, which is a 4 amp battery I've been using, wA3553, has been extremely good. It's been around about 3 days of constant office use, which is approximately 18, 19 hours, and I've been abusing it at that sort of like levels, especially when I'm obviously I'm out in my van, potentially obviously doing like trips out to go see people. I've had to crank up the volume because of course I've had the windows down because I don't have air conditioning. So you've got to overcome the wind noise, so you've been pumping it quite hard as well, and it's still delivered a total of 18 hours of runtime. I think if you had it more sedately, it probably would edge out to 24, maybe up to 30 hours on a 4 amp battery. Obviously you can cut those times in half for a 2 amp and extend it by 1.5 for a 6 amp. You can do your own maths on those. So yeah, without further ado, let's bring you in for a close-up. I'll spin it around and you can make up your own mind on it. Okay guys, you ready for your little 360-degree suave, I take it? Let's do it in clockwise direction, I think. And there you can see the end with your USB port, single. Your 20-volt adapter, which is not included, I might add, and it's also currently not available in the UK yet. Hopefully I'll be able to come up with a solution with that. 3.5mm input, power indicator light, Bluetooth indication light, power button, up volume, down volume, and play button. On the back here you've got where the battery sits, this beautiful tubular steel enclosure, cage if you like, the Beefy passive subwoofer, and then if I tilt it just about there, you can actually just see there speaker, and the little tweeter in the middle there as it goes around, and the light shines on it different ways. You can probably just about there make out the tweeter. And going back, you can see the beautiful cones. The frequency range of these go to is 47 hertz to 20 kilohertz. However, unfortunately, there's no more specifications available for the speakers or who makes them or anything like that. And it's incredibly difficult to take this apart for me to even have a look at. So I'm not going to be doing that. I believe I have seen some similar design. You basically, this is like glued on and then it reveals a load of screws around there. And then similar, I think this end or maybe the screws at that end are capped. Either way, I'm not going to be taking this apart anytime unless it goes bang and it's outside of warranty. It's such a beautiful piece, I don't really think it's ever worth having a look. It's very functional and it's extremely loud, and that's really all you need to know. So, however, you do want to obviously hear it and you do want to test it. So here I've got my decibelometer. Moment, sit in silence about 30, just over 30 decibels. I'm going to put this on maximum, so it will register the maximum amount of sound level. So we've got up to about 60 decibels. Okay, it's currently on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play some Bluetooth music, and I'll use the melodic sounds of a sound test. So if you haven't got very good speakers, it isn't going to sound very good. It's just going to sound like a hum. However, if you've got good speakers, you'll be able to hear the throbbing bass. And this is some serious throbbing bass. Let me just put my ear defenders on. I'm just going to zero this. Okay, so in that track, 114.6 decibels. That is louder than a rock concert. That's not bad. And it's very, very good being loud, but being clear and being able to produce decent, high quality sound is also a trait that you need to have on a decent speaker. And trust me, I know I've got some decent speakers sitting inside, attached to my speakers and my amplifier in my music room. Yes, I have a music room. That's how much of an audiophile I am. Don't get those words confused. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some bass drops. Now the bass drops are designed, we're not going to use the decibelometer, so that can turn off. It's 114.6 decibels. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my hearing protection in, and I'm going to run from 60 hertz right the way down, and then in 5 hertz drops it's going to go 60 hertz first, then 55 hertz, then 50, then 45, then 40, 35 hertz, and then afterwards we're going to see whether or not it can drop to the lowest known frequency, which can be really produced, which is audible for most people, which is 33 hertz. If you can't hear 33 hertz, you'll certainly hear it, and if you're not male, then you hear it even more. So let's go through some tones. Boring, I know, but hey ho. So first one we're going to go for is the 60 hertz tone. So 60 hertz, take it away. Looks like jelly. $60 hertz isn't too bad. It's actually quite obtainable for most speakers. It's when we're dropping down now into 55 hertz. It done 55 hertz very well. Let's go for 50 hertz. Okay, let's see whether or not it can handle 45 hertz. This is below its rated frequencies. Okay guys, I'm now going to drop it down to 40 hertz. This is 7 hertz below what its rated capacity is. And it managed that not too bad. It was cracking a little tiny bit at the end there, but it was still extremely good effort considering it's 7 hertz below its frequency limit. And now we're going to try 35 hertz. 35 hertz it should be almost unable to do, but let's have a look. Okay, I think 35 hertz is maybe a little bit of a push, but let's see whether or not it can sustain the 33 hertz. Now, if you know about 33 hertz, you know one of those jobs, but yeah, let's have a look at 33 hertz, shall we? It's going to be sustained tone, so it might not hear anything at all. Having said that, you should be able to visually see 33 hertz very well. But actually, it should actually flutter slowly backwards and forwards because I'm filming at 60 frames per second. It will slowly go forward and backwards due to the frequency frame rate disparity. 33 hertz. 33 hertz, it can produce as a constant tone as well, which is, yeah, that's pretty damn amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Worx wx009. It's also worth noting that obviously this product is an International Forum Design 2022 award winner. That's basically its audio product that's been made, and it's been made to such a high standard. It's picked up an award basically for it. I personally love this thing. My personal opinion is it's fantastic. I'm actually going to be taking this to Munich in about 2 weeks' time, taking it for a little road trip and seeing how it performs on that. But I'm half expecting it just to walk in the park. It's going to be a bit of entertainment, as well as obviously a USB charger as well. So yeah, I'll let you guys know how that went. But for me personally, it's a beautiful, beautiful product, and it definitely gives me a pleasure to say it's a 2 thumbs up product. It is a little bit expensive. Prices are $159.99 body only without a battery. But when you consider that this is in the same league, performance figures wise, as the JBL Boombox 3, that is £399.99, which means that you could buy this unit, a 6 amp battery, and a fast charger, which will charge that battery in under an hour, and still have about £60 change compared to the JBL Boombox 3. Therefore, I do have to say, it makes this actually the steal of the century. Yeah. That's all I've really got to say about it, guys. Apart from it's absolutely beautiful. It's been an absolute pleasure reviewing this for you guys. And yeah, happy trails, guys. And I'll see you in the next video.